How to Analyze People on Sight by Esler Lincoln Benedict and Ralph Payne Benedict. Weekly Book Review 35 by Manohar Manshrestha. Part 1 Introduction: How to Recognize Visually the Body Types. In total, there are 5 body types. The first one, I will be reading from left to right. First one is Alimentive. Second one is Thoracic. The third one is the Osseous. The fourth one is muscular, and the lowest one is the cerebral. Of course, there is a combination of body types that will create further body types. For example, somebody could have a dominant alimentative body type and a secondary thoracic type, or somebody could have a dominant osseous type and a secondary thoracic type, or somebody could be a muscular and have a dominant cerebral, or vice versa. So that would create many permutations. But before we go into this complexity, we'll just analyze the 5 body types in their pure forms. The first type, the alimentative type. A general roundity of outline characterizes this type. He is found in every direction. Fat rolls away from his elbows, wrist, knees, and shoulders. So you can see the diagram on the left. Then on the right, you can see Mike and Molly, the 2 characters of soap opera. So these are pure alimentative types. A soft flesh thickly padded over a small bone body distinguishes the pure alimentative type. In men of this type, the largest part of the lower body is the girth, that is the stomach. In women, it is around the hips. These always indicate a large nutritive system in good working order. Fat is only surplus tissue, the amount of manufactured by this assimilated body over and above the needs of the body. Still one, the alimentative type. Now we can see on the left the type of face. Mostly the hands will be small, and the feet also will be small, and the face will be round. On the right, you can see again Mike and Molly, the hands. There's a typical alimentative type of hand, and these alimentative, if you have to summarize them in one word, well, they'll be the enjoyers. They like nice food, nice clothes, and nice apartments, nice things. Yeah, these are the time they really enjoy. They like to enjoy the sensory pleasures of life, as you might say it. Now we come to the second one, the thoracic type. This type is a bit has got small hips. The largest part of the wide chest. Largest part of the human body is around the chest. This chest is high for a reason that he has larger lungs than the average. So here you have Jimmy Fallon on the right. Yes, typical thoracic type. You can see I've marked with the arrows, thin hips, and longer upper body respective to the lower body. A long waist is another thoracic sign, and it is a natural result of extra house required for the large lungs and heart. It is easily detected by both men and women. If you are a close observer, you have noticed that some people appear to have waistline much lower than others, and then the belt line dividing the upper part of the body to the lower part proportionally much nearer the floor, in some others the same height. So we continue the thoracic type. They usually tend to have a kite-shaped face, and their hands have got a bit long fingers. Yes, as you can see in Trevor Noah's hands here. And if you have to summarize their character in one word, that's the best would be the thriller or the entertainer, somebody who makes us laugh or brings life in the party. Now next we go to the muscular type. These people, well, as the name suggests, have got more muscle mass, and they will be the square-shouldered man or woman. Um, they don't have to be like Salman Khan here, full of muscles, but definitely they'll have more muscle than other fats or other things, bones. So, uninhibited muscles may be small, flabby, deficient in strength, or so thin as to almost imperceptible, but they're always there. Elementary in an infant, full grown in the adult, and remnants in the age, but they are so smoothly fitted together, so closely knitted, and usually so well covered that we seldom realize their complexity or importance. Continuing the muscular types, they usually have a squarish face. The extreme muscular type is below medium height. They are not really that tall, but there are all exceptions. Though one of any height may be largely muscular. And if you have to summarize them in one word, they would be summarized as the worker. And you can see their hands. So we have a shorter fingers compared to the palm. Osseous type, or somebody who has got more bones than other elements in the body. Men and women in whom the osseous or bony framework is of body is more highly developed than any other system is called the osseous type. So you can see in the photograph, right to left photograph, there is quite bony skeletal type. And one among the flagship of the osseous is Abraham Lincoln. You can see he relatively fits that picture on the left, even with his clothes on. So prominent ankles, wrists, knuckles, and elbows are sure signs of that such individual has a large osseous or bony element in his makeup. When you look at any person, you quickly discern whether fat, bones, muscle predominate in his construction. If fat predominates, he leans towards alimentive, no matter what other types he may have, a combination. If firm, well-defined muscles are promiscuous, he is largely muscular, but if it is bones and proportion large for his body, he has much of the osseous type in his makeup. Entering the osseous type, well, you can look at his face, very bony face, raw boned man, and long, slender, knuckle-filled hands, as you can see. And if you have this summarized in one word, this type is the stayer, the stubborn. It just stays there. The last one, the cerebral type. This person has usually, as you can see, is awkward body, has got a large head and a small body. And the poster child of this cerebral type is none other than obviously Mr. Einstein, Albert Einstein. The cerebral has a top heavy head, proportionally large for his body, and proportionally developed stomach, underdeveloped stomach system. They don't like to eat. Yes, so the stereotype forgets to eat. You can see the face, a bit awkward, big face, a large forehead. The fingers are thin, very slender, like a lady's finger, like a girl's hands and a girl's feet. You can see the hands of Einstein here. And if you can summarize them in one word, that'd be called the thinker. So the conclusion. In this part 1, I try to teach you how to recognize which body type is a person based on visual inspection. It is hard, but I will take a quote from this book. How much do external characteristics tell about man? They tell with amazing accuracy all the basic fundamentals, principles, traits of his nature. The size, shape, structure of a man's body tell more important facts about himself, what he thinks and what he does, than the average mother ever knows about her own child. If this sounds impossible, if the seeming incongruent multiplicity and heterogeneity of human qualities have baffled you, remember that this is exactly how the print of all books, newspapers baffled you before you learn to read. So the idea here is to keep trying to read body types. I have been doing it since I read the book about 4 years ago, and now I'm pretty much confident that I can read any body type and predict the character to at least 50% accuracy without getting any info about them or from them. I hope one of you will try. I tell you, this is really worth the effort.